Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Meri at the Meri Atelier. Welcome to Fibdiggity. Welcome to Fibdiggity. I've got a bit of a glare going on over here. Let's put my swatch paper there. How's that for? We're going to finish up the Leprechaun envelopes that I have for giveaway. I might, if I get these finished, I might create another one. All of these have been given away. I've been working on them. Let's see, I think I have 2 to finish doing the greens on and the faces in the background to do. I want to get these done so I can get them, so you'll get them by the 17th. And I'm going to work on my book box that I'm creating here. I created it from a really wide book that I got from Rebecca Wills from her sale, and a ginger snap cookie box and some of Jacqueline's papers. And I just cut the back of the box off and folded it up and used Jacqueline's dyed papers for the sides and a bit of, I haven't glued the fabric down yet. It's just sitting in there. And I have to do the back of it yet. I think I cut it to size, or almost to size, and it'll go in here. So we're working on that. I do want to get it finished, and then it will be glued down to the spine, and then the back will come up and be glued to the bottom. And I'll probably do something in here. I think I'll leave this book label here, the book plate. I kind of like it at University of Northern Texas State College in Denton. I kind of like it. American Mathematical Monthly. Whew! This is too much thinking for my head this morning. Too much thinking for my head. Okay. So, let me get set up. I've got my other tablet out here this morning. I want to... My old tablet is here. Oh, it said it ended 5. I don't know why it does that to me. It says it ended 5 years. The stream that I'm working on now ended 5 minutes ago, according to this tablet. And I have to close everything out and refresh it. And let's see, does it have me on here? Let's go to see if I'm still live. I haven't figured out why it does that. I'm working over here with got 3 of you out there. Welcome in, welcome in. This tablet is it's an old Samsung tablet. Oh, it's Becky. Hi, Becky. You are here. Thank you. Good morning, Miss Becky. How is your eye this morning? How are you doing? We're sending you good thoughts and hoping that you'll get back online really soon. Becky won one of these. And let's see, Becky won one. And I'm going to send one to myself. And then I think I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I gave away the other night. Looks like I might have an extra one. I'm not going to rely on that, though, because I have to go back and look at my list. But I'm going to finish these 2, and then we're going to work on the face. The faces and the hands will be fairly easy, and the background will be fairly easy. He's going to end up looking like this. Becky says, I can actually see a bit better. The swelling has affected my sight in my left eye. Well, yeah, I can see where it would do that. Because I'm not an eye doctor, but I could see where the swelling would affect your eyes. So let's just put these aside because I don't want to get them messed up. And I need a bit of water. Water. And let's open, while I'm getting set up, my watercolors can refresh. And when I always have trouble opening this one. There we go. And I'm using that ultra dark green over here. Am I even? Yeah. Who came in? Sylvia? Hi, Sylvia. Oh, and is Jamie in here? Hi, Jamie. It's good to see you. I might switch to my other phone. I'm using an old tablet, and it is really slow. And I had it offline for a while because I was cleaning up in here and I unplugged it and the battery lost its juice. And it says it's at 100% now, but it's really slow. But I'm slow. Okay, I was going to wet my watercolors down. And last night in our member stream, I'll show it to you because this is something I made last night out of paper strips that I had around. I made a little Easter basket, and it's just those, I wove those strips and made a basket out of it. And of course I put washi tape here because just to even out, and it kind of makes it pretty. But I put all my watercolors in here, which is why I'm showing it to you, and my ink refresher. Let's see, I think I was using, what brush was I think I was using? I can tell, this one. I could put a little jar in here to help keep these upright, but for now, they're just going to be like that. It's a nice little sturdy basket, which surprised me. It's pretty sturdy. Little Easter basket to hold my watercolors. Let's see, I need a cup to keep water in, and I need a couple paper towels here. Welcome in, Sylvia. Welcome in, Jamie. My moneymaker left a while ago. I think Sylvia said she's getting her moneymaker out the door, and Becky said, my moneymaker left a while ago. I just love you guys. You have such a wonderful sense of humor. You put me in a cheerful mood, which Meri needs sometimes. Okay, and I might have a giveaway when a few more people come in. I might have a giveaway, and we'll draw another one of these, if I can find my template here. I thought I put it over here. He might be gone now. Did he get buried? Did I put him over here? Find my... Well... I guess I'm not going to worry about it. I can draw them off of here. All right, let's just get started. I need to put water in there. I am learning a lesson. And that's not to think I can do more than I can do. I thought I could do 5 of them in a sitting. Well, that was wrong. 5 plus 1 for me. That was way wrong. But we'll get them sent out, so you'll get them by March. All right. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put it over here. All right, let's get started here. And I'll put that one up there. So I start with this dark green over in, can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. And my watercolors, I'm not worrying about getting tonal values and all of that. This is a pretty one-tone illustration. It's not meant to be a realistic, well, even a photorealistic piece of art. It's meant to be. And when you get this, the winners get it. This is the art right here. The envelope will be sealed. There will be nothing in the envelope. When a few more people get in here, we'll have a giveaway. And I'll give away one today. Maybe around 8:30. Well, 8:30 is kind of late because I get off by 9. Maybe around 7:30, 7 something my time. And we'll have a giveaway. But this is the dark, kind of a phthalo green, a greenish blue. And it almost, when it's wet, it almost looks black. But when it dries, you see the green. It dries lighter. And I woke up early this morning and I got to playing with and when I do that, I lose track of time. I got to playing with my shorts on Dream Screen. And when I do that, I lose track of time, and all of a sudden I looked up and I go, oh, I better get in there. It's almost time to stream. And I was thinking, I'm not one that likes to color with crayons and that, but I was thinking, this is almost like coloring with watercolor. When I was doing that, I might as well have a crayon in my hand. Of course, a crayon is, or a marker or something like that. I think I need to play more with my watercolors and do more watercolor-ish art. This is more just, like I said, it's almost like coloring a color book image. But it's fun. I drew him out of the Leprechaun book. And I happened to stream on March 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day. And then that book, I'll have to get that book out after I get these done. In that book is a Leprechaun game. And I thought it would be fun. I got to study up on the rules of the game, but I thought it would be fun to try to play that game in here. The little Leprechaun game. Let's see. Actually, this kind of comes down a little here. And I got this. I didn't draw the border of the coat. I got it going right up to the cane, which is okay here. So was I sitting in here yesterday and doing this when my brother was listening to Price is Right yesterday morning. I came in here and worked on my leprechauns. And I know my head tends to get in the screen when I'm doing this. Who came in? Angie Brown and Dar. Hi, Dar. Good morning, Dar. Good morning, Angie Brown. It's good to see you. Angie says, I just wanted to say hello. I can't stay. I'm getting ready for a doctor appointment. Well, I hope that goes well for you, Angie. Angie fell out of bed, what was that, about a week ago, last Friday? When you fell out of bed again? I'm going, Angie, quit that. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and close that up. I'm just about using all of this paint here. I drew this guy a little bit differently than the others, but that's okay. He still looks good. You're a good-looking leprechaun. He's got a kind of a round tummy here. Hi, Jersey girl. Andy says, Mary, I have been throwing up for the last 4 nights. And it was last Sunday night when I fell out of bed again. No, I need to, so I think I need to go see a doctor. Well, I think so too. You've been throwing up. What have you been eating? That sounds to me like it might be a digestive issue. Do you have gas in your tummy? I've been having issues with my digestion. I'm getting older though, and when you get older, you have to be careful what you eat. You can't have all the things you had when you were young. And some things affect my digestion. My digestive juices won't digest it, and so I get gas in my tummy. And sometimes that food that doesn't digest comes up. And I know when it's going to happen because I can feel it. Let's see. His collar actually comes... I need an extra line in here. Oh. Hold it a minute. I didn't complete this guy. It must have been one of the last ones I did. Let me get this. I don't know why they make these caps so hard to get off of the... You have to kind of twist them. His collar comes this way, and then it comes like that. And down and like that. Alright, that's better. And Angie, I'm really using your bows here. I've got them all sorted out. I got all my Pen Plus gears in one, and other markers in another, and bits and bops in another. I was telling the gals last night that I could almost get one of those shelves that you put above a stool, a bathroom stool, and it could almost fit between my desk and the curtain. And then I'd have a shelf to put more of my baskets on. Now, if I did that, my brother would go, "What are you doing? Putting a bathroom shelf in there." I don't have enough shelves. I don't really have enough space in this room for my... And oh, do you guys watch Lindsay at the Frugal Crafter? She moved her studio. I guess they built it in addition to their house, and she said they built it a couple years ago, or they started it a couple years ago. She just moved into it, especially for her to have a studio. And she did well, first she just posted a couple pictures of it, but she did a video of it, a studio tour. Oh my goodness, she is going to be at home in there. She even showed us the bathroom where she can go in there when when she needs to clean her brushes and everything. All right, let's see. I don't think yeah, I did. I need a lighter green wash for this part, and it's more of a wash in here. I've watched the Frugal Crafter for years now. And she was showing these clips she said she got at the Dollar Tree, that she hung a quilt that she had made up in front of her bookshelves to kind of, put the books and whatever was on the shelves in the background. And I'm going, what kind of clips are you showing? Because it looked like it held those clips. It looks like it held the quilts really good onto they were magnetic. They were magnetic, and then they had clips that held onto the magnet held onto the bookshelves, and then that had clips that held onto and she said where she got them, but I was having trouble hearing her. Sometimes when she was talking, she had her head turned, and I didn't hear everything she had said. Yeah, I need a darker green for these shoes. And I've been painting them right up to the foot here. And she was showing all the papers she had, all the markers, and a lot of her things she moved up from her basement studio that we've seen before. She was showing how she stored her different paper pads and things like that. All of her stamps on the wall. Oh my goodness. That lady has stamps. Of course, she's a card maker. Yeah, I got an ad. Let's see. Becky says, oh, Angie, I just had a stomach bug, Jersey says. It lasted 2 days. 4 is a long time. You could get dehydrated. And Becky said, or you could have a concussion. Becky says, Angie, you really need to go to the doctor. So I think Angie's heading that way. Angie says, I'm not sick. I've just been in the bathroom for the last 4 nights. I'm staying out here at my aunt's because I can't she can't stay by herself at night because she had surgery. Oh, Angie, we'll keep you in our hearts and prayers, but you go to the doctor. Becky's right. You could have a concussion from that fall and not even know it. Becky is right. Becky knows her stuff. I've learned that. Jersey says, Ange, you are such a sweetie to help her. I am with Aunt Beck. You should go to the doctor. Mary, I'm glad you are loving my bowls. I'm going to start watching more just as soon as I get my great-nephew's invitations done for his graduation. He wanted to make them instead of buying them. He wanted you to make them. Well, that's good. That's a one-time event in his life. It isn't like he's asking you to make invitations for every ball game he went to. It needs to be a little darker in here. Now I need to do his buttons and suspenders and shirt and the let's get a towel out here. No water, I don't think is going to stay there. I'm going to hang it back up. Wash my brush off a little. And let's do the yellow ochre while I've been using yellow ochre for, let's do the buckle, the gold. And I've been saying, put my hand in it. When you get this, if you win one and you get it and you notice that there's little white spots in here, I leave those intentionally when they happen because I feel like it gives some dimensionality to the piece. It's not just all flat color. And I kind of like it when that happens, but now I'm going to make his shirt behind here yellow. And his suspenders, I think I'll make them green again. Bring that clear down. Alrighty. Let's do the shamrock, which I do in a lighter green, a more of a grassy green. And I need to do the pen work on these. When you do the pen work, it really brings him out too. Shamrock here. And that'll define that shamrock a little bit better. And it's got a stem up here. Now, I'm going to do the suspenders in this same green, I think. Let's turn it around. Don't want to put my hands in the paint. You can barely see them in here. He's got some suspenders, green suspenders. Now I think I'm just ready to do the blue eyes. And I think I'll do the blue eyes on this guy and the blue eyes on the other one. Just because he's all done except for his eyes. And I've been using this blue to do the eyes. That's kind of watery. I want to get it so it's, I'm getting a, yeah, there we go. And the blue, the eyes really add the character to him once you get his eyes in there. There he is. Now, what I have left to do on these is the face and maybe a little bit of red around his mouth, the hands, the background, and the pen work. We'll let him dry, and this will be the last one. I think I'm going to draw one. What time is it? It's 6:30. Maybe we'll do there's 12 of you in here. We'll do a giveaway maybe around 7:30, up around in there. Let's do the eyes first. Be easier to get to. Could do a green-eyed leprechaun. There he is. Give him some character right off the bat. Now we're going to go in with the greens. Then I usually do the hat first. And this will dry to a nice green. It's pretty dark. It almost looks black, but it will dry to a dark green. It's a phthalo green. It's a green blue. And when you let it gradiate out, it almost, you see the blue in it when you let it gradiate with, thin it out with water. You can kind of see the blue when I stroke. When I get my nose up to it, I can kind of see the blue at the end of my strokes here, as it probably gradiates out. But it's a phthalo green. There we go. Probably should have done the brim first, but I never do what I should do first. I'm gonna bring that down a little. I'll put my hands in there. Tell my left hand to relax. Relax, left hand. You don't need to get upset about anything and start shaking. I was practicing my tatting this morning, and I'm finding some mornings my hands are so uncooperative. And I had dropped the shuttle and made knots, and I almost gave up, but I thought, well, I'm going to document that. I didn't get any rings done. I did last night after the stream, after the membership stream, I did a little bit of tatting, and it went really well. But again, I was up a little bit later. I ended my stream, what, around 10:30 or so, between 10:15 and 10:30. So I wasn't quite ready to go to sleep yet. And so I tatted. And by the time I finally went to bed and then my alarm goes off at 3:30, I'm wondering that, you know, this maybe I needed a bit more rest before I tried to tat this morning. I think maybe I did. I think I'm going to bring this hat out a little more. Just a little bit more. And maybe over here too. I need to, it needs to come out a bit more. There. Alrighty. Yeah, I want to get these done so I can send them off. And I had a postcard giveaway. I think it was last Friday night. I did a dirty dozen, which ended up being a pick 7. But I did postcards and I gave them away, and I still need to send them. So that's, they're sitting out there just ready to be put in the mail. And then I've got to get my Menards rebates forms. They say that you can send them in after, you can keep them for a year before you send them in. Well, it's March is coming up with spring, and I need to send them in so I can have some rebate for my gardening. I'd love to put not a greenhouse, but maybe kind of like a little pagoda style, out there where I have that landscape fabric. And the garden's pretty big. It's really for just my brother and myself. We don't need that big of a garden. And I have a lot of landscape fabric down there. I'm going to plant flowers. I'm going to pull one of them up and plant flowers. Pull one of the landscape fabrics up. But we got enough space out there that would be nice to build a little, but my brother won't do it. He doesn't do that stuff. He's not, and especially if I say let's do it, he'll find 10 reasons why we shouldn't. But there's enough space out there. There's enough space out there for me to have a she shed. And he'd say, oh, you'd just fill it up. He'd be right, but yeah, I can dream. It doesn't have to, you know, it's just fun to think of things you can do. Truthfully, I'm lucky to get the lawn mowed. It gives me good exercise to get out there and mow that lawn. I'm really kind of, I always look forward to it in the spring, and then it gets so hot. I can't take that hot weather. And I kind of, by the end of July and August, I've had enough of it. But it's still, the grass still, well, it doesn't grow as fast in July and August, but especially we had a lot of rain last year, and it got away from me. And the neighbor man came over with his riding mower. And took care of it for us, which was nice for him to do. Let's see. He needs just a little bit of a definition in here, if I can get in there with my brush of his coat. And then this is the collar. It's going to be a light green. And then this is the shamrock. We're getting her done. I'm not a fast crafter. I'm just not fast at things. I'm kind of slow at doing this stuff. Yeah. Now let's do his shoes. So the weekend's coming. You guys got plans for the weekend? I'd love to go thrifting, but I'm kind of saving my money. I want a new printer. So I attended Rebecca's sale, and I think I've got another package coming from Jacqueline, if I remember right. I can't remember if I got my last package from her. But I got a package coming from Jacqueline, and that's really kind of my thrifting. Okay, I'm ready for the light green, which is just a wash in here. And that's really too watery. Need more. Let's see, I think I'm going to put a little bit of a light green down in here for the lining of his coat. And it really needs might have to come back to that. It needs a coat in here, some of his dark green. I think I drew that on there. This needs just to be a little bit defined in there. The tail of his coat. What are you doing? And then the shamrock and the suspenders, the buckle. Wash out my brush. A little bit of water on that. This shirt we're going to make come down here like that. Kind of like a yellow shirt in there. Each one is a little bit different. This little things. Let's do his buttons here. And then the Kelly green of the shamrock. And then I think I can work on the faces. Faces I'm not going to worry too much about. I'm just going to kind of do a pinkish tan color. I think I started it down in here. Okie dokie. What time is it? It's not quite 7. I think I'll have a giveaway at 7. We're going to let this guy dry a little. I'll see if I can find my pattern here. I thought I had him over here. Oh. What I did with him. My soap. Is that him? He's hiding from me. Is he hiding? Are you hiding in this box, mister? No. I don't see him. What I did with him. I had him out. I'm looking for my pattern. I thought I had him over on this shelf. I've got my ruby rose pattern. My little ruby rose. That's it when you reorganize stuff. I might just have to draw him again if I want him to... Did he blow away? No, that's a credit card. That could go in there. Where did he go off to? Penelope, did you see my little pattern? I've got a bobby pin embellishment there. things I'm working on over here. I've got diamond dot sunflower, basket of sunflowers that Arlene sent to me. Well, my little pattern disappeared, but that's okay. It won't hurt to draw them again. And I have some time here while that stuff is drying. I've got a bobby pin embellishment that I made a long time ago. It fits on in a journal. Like so. Oh, what did I do here? It's didn't go all the way down here. That's probably why it's still out. It only goes halfway down. I guess I was learning. I should redo this. It only goes that far. I should redo that. I wonder if I stuck that. I'm going to see if I put him in my scrap bag. I really don't want to redraw him, but I do need one. See if I stuck him in here someplace. Here I am, live streaming, looking for my pattern. I'm not going to spend too much time looking on him. He probably could be redrawn anyway. I don't see him in here. He got misplaced. He got misplaced. All right. I'll run across him and say, there he is. Someday when I don't need him in December. Let's grab a couple of envelopes. And I'll draw him looking at one of these dried ones here. Make sure he's not messed up in here. Let's see if he's over here someplace. Just look real fast to see if he got mixed up in my stuff over on my shelf. Where did you go, little man? Little leprechaun? I don't see him. Yeah, he's not there. We'll just draw him again. Let me get my watercolor. It won't take long. Let me get a pencil. And he's out of the way. Turn this one upside down. All right, we'll draw him again out of here. So the hat starts right about in here. This paper is bothering me. And you probably won't see until I put in the ink marks. The curve of it comes right in there. Whoops. That's not centered. I need my eraser. He could be falling behind the cliff, but I don't want to put my back in the video to look over the cliff. Okay, so the hat comes up this way, kind of goes around, comes around this way. And it has a band and a buckle. This guy might have a different personality. He'll look the same. He'll be of the same family. Might be a little bit different character. He's got a head here, and he's got his pointy ears coming down. And a pointy ear on this side coming down, and he's got his beard. And then he's holding on to a cane. Got a kind of a skinny arm in here. Holding on to his cane. And his hand. His arm is too long. His cane comes down like this. Comes down. And his coat comes down like so. Whoops, it's hitting the cane. Move that cane over a little. Alright, the coat has a collar to it. It comes like so. And he's got kind of a round tummy. Am I going to have enough room for his feet? Let's put his feet in there first. I'm right in here. And you'll see it when I ink it up. He's got kind of a knock knee there. And his shoes. This guy will be a little bit of a different character. He'll have a different personality. I think he's a little shorter. He's got kind of a round tummy here. Another leg coming out over this way. All right. So his beard comes down. This is his, put a button there and a button here. And his beard comes this way. Now, he's got a collar over here and a, let's see, that's a button, so the coat has to come like that. And he's got an arm coming this way. And it is holding on to a shamrock, which comes, and I'll ink this in and then you'll see it better. Kind of penciling it in first. Let's do his face. He's got eyebrows here. That I don't like, so I'm going to erase them. He's got an eyebrow. here. And another one coming this way. It's got some roundy eyes. I said an eyebrow. This is the eyeball. And he's got a big old nose coming down. And he's got a smile. And then he's got kind of a square beard. All right, let's ink him in so you can see him. Not quite that. This guy's a little shorter and a little, I don't know, he's got a little bit different personality. And here's the buckle of his hat. I should put a shamrock up there. Yeah. Whoops. No, I carried that out too far. Well, we'll compensate for it. Now the hat comes. Now, before I do the bottom, he's got this wild hair here. Coming in. And then his ear. And this is his beard. Now, let's do his eyebrow here. Bushy red eyebrow. And another one over here. And his eye. His nose. And then his smile here. And yeah, he's a character. He's a little, I don't know, he looks a little happier to me than this one does. His eyes are smaller. He maybe be a little bit older. A little bit of an older leprechaun. He looks like he might be a little older. His face is thinner. Let's put his beard in here. He still has a red beard. Comes down this way. Goes up this way. He's got another ear. We'll kind of make it go like that. I think this guy is a little bit older. That's okay. This is my pattern. When I cut him out, and once you get the expression in the eyes, when I draw, this is the pattern. I'm going to cut him out as a pattern. When I draw the face, I might make the eyes a little bit bigger. I think I got kind of tiny eyes there. So here's his shoulder coming out over here. And then he's got his jacket coming down this way. And the side of the jacket comes down like that. His hand is holding on to a cane. Kind of a crooked cane. And he's got a round tummy. He's got his legs here. Uh-oh, I don't have enough room for his toes there. That's all right. Buttons on his pants. You needed to see him drawn again anyway, didn't you? There we go. Now his other jacket comes down like this. He's holding on to a shamrock. And the collar comes like so. And then he has his arm here. So what I like about it is it doesn't have to, it can be crooked. He's holding on to a shamrock here. All right, I'm going to cut this guy out and use him as a pattern. And we're going to draw him again on another envelope, and I'm going to make his eyes a little bigger. I'll find my scissors. I put them in here, I think. And we're going to give one away today at 7. As soon as I get this guy cut out, we'll have a giveaway. I said 7, but it's gotten away from me. Let's open up the envelope. Time gets away from me when I do this stuff. Stuff like this, stupid stuff. Let's cut this off. He's got to fit on an envelope. All right, throw this away. And I'm just cutting out the shape of him. I might make his ear a little more pointy. And this is just a pattern, so I just need to know where this cane is. This coat falls in here. The intricate parts are the hardest to draw, to cut. Yeah. Don't break my cane, he says. I need that cane to walk with. He had a cane in the inspiration photo. That's why he's got a cane. So he must be either a disabled veteran or an older guy. Leprechauns are legendary, so I would say he's probably older. There we go. And again, this is just the pattern, so every time I draw him, he gets a little bit different. Like on some of them, I have a lining of a coat down here, and then the round. I'm not going to do that. On some of them I do, and some of them I don't. It really doesn't matter. It's just a little bit of a difference. Don't cut my leg off. I'm trying not to. Oops. What did I tear? I guess it was nothing. Whew. Thought I tore his arm off. Looks like I just started to. And I think what I'm going to do, what I did on that other one, I put a piece of tape here. And that strengthened that. And I'll do that on this too. Let me finish cutting it out. I almost ripped your arm off. He said, yeah, I know. I heard it and I felt it. This out of the way so I can see. Come at it this way. Yeah, that needs a armhole here. So this is just basically to get the shape of him. I wish I wouldn't have lost that other pattern. It's around here someplace. I haven't thrown him out. He gets lost in stacks of papers. He's hiding from me like that little leprechaun, mischievous little leprechaun that he is. And he's got this hair here. And his hat. Now, I'm going to take some of this painter's tape and strengthen these areas down here, which means more fussy cutting, but it works. I can find the probably should have done this first, but I didn't. And you can't, I just made this pattern out of my envelope, which is really thin paper. He really should be done on a thicker paper. But it is what it is, what it is. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Did I get it? Not quite. He should have been done on a stronger paper, Mary. Let's cut this off. And really, when he's just a pattern, it's when I draw the one that I'm just kind of getting an idea of the outline here. It takes on a different aspect when I draw it too. Oh, I keep tearing. What did I tear? Hopefully I just tore that. I tore it right in there. That's okay. It's still together. We're just about done here. It would have been better if I wouldn't have misplaced my other one, but sometimes it's fun to do more than one anyway. I think he's a happier leprechaun than the other one. Now let's do the armhole, which I kind of just give it a little fold here so I can snip, snip, snip in there. There we go. There he is in all his glory. Now, it is 7:24. So I'm going to have a giveaway. We're going to put him on another envelope, and I'm going to redraw him on just one and watercolor him on another envelope. Now, I didn't get the hat up here. Let me get the hat. Or I think maybe I did, and a piece of tape stuck onto it or something there. Well, we'll leave it like that. I don't know what I did there. Piece of tape diverted my attention. Alrighty. Let me grab another envelope, and we'll do a giveaway. So if you're out in the balcony and want to win a Leprechaun envelope, come on in. He will look something like these others that I did. He'll look something like this one. once I get him on here and get him painted. So let me grab another sheet of paper here. Do I have another sheet of paper? I think I'll probably do, let's see, today is Thursday. I'll probably do another one tomorrow morning and tomorrow night. We'll do them on my live streams until the 17th. Oh, Mary, you get yourself into trouble, don't you? All right. Leprechaun, Leprech. I think it's AUN. Leprechaun. Well, that's okay. I know what it is. It doesn't have to be spelled perfect there. And envelopes. The range is 1 to 100. And I'm going to date this. Today is March, 5th? March 5. And I'll probably do one, hopefully March 6th morning and evening. Hopefully. I won't guarantee, but we'll make a space for it. And then I won't do another one until next Tuesday. So, let me clear my... Let me go to my phone. It's just easier to type in on my phone here. Let me go to my live stream. Switch accounts. Looks like there's a short there. Ooh, look at him. He's a hunk. Whoops. Go to my live. And looks like I got an ad. Where's the skip? And it always, there's the skip. It always blanks out all of my chat when I come in, and I have to go back and do it again. And it still doesn't get it. Come on. There it is. Laura, I grew up making leprechaun traps. As long as they aren't running amok, we should be safe. Hi, Darlor and Legia. Let's go to all messages. Legia popped in. How cute, Laura. Take care. Dar, the kindergartners I'm working are doing leprechaun traps. It's so cute. Time for me to go to work. Have a great day, everyone. Mary, as always, I apologize for name spelling. That's quite all right. Leprechaun on the loose. Yeah. Dar said there's a leprechaun on the loose. The G is waving. I'm probably way behind here in chat. The only time I've ever had one, it made my face break out. They had used coconut oil. Dar, it's been over a decade since I had one. Lord, what are you doing? A facial on Saturday? Oh my goodness, Jersey. I would feel so good to be in here in the craft room again. I haven't been in here for over a week. Yeah, I understand that. Angie went to bed. Jersey says, I'm moving to the craft room. I was putting on makeup and now I have an ad. Now I have an hour to play and watch before work. Well, she had to run off to work. Angie says, Mary, glad you're loving my bowls. Okay, I'm back up to chat here. So if you're out there, we got 17 of you in the room. I don't know how many are chatting. I'm going to put in a go. The range is 1 to 100. If you want a leprechaun, I'm only going to give away one. And put in a number. And we'll see what happens. Let's see, while we're doing that. 62 for Angie Brown. Two shoulder, we've got some of you out here. We'll just leave it for, it doesn't matter if, you know, I don't have hundreds of people in here. I'm going to do several. So if you don't win one now, you'll win one maybe next week. I'm going to do them until the 17th. But I'll try to have them, I'll try not to lose my leprechaun. I'll try not to lose him. My pattern. Maybe I'll find the other one too. This guy fits on here. I put some tape. I have a feeling the tape on that other one got hooked onto something, but I put some tape on the back to put him on there. And if you want to play for somebody, do that, but make sure it's somebody that I have an address for, and maybe somebody in our group. Let's put him here. We'll get him ready to go here. And we'll give him away today. And all I do here is I trace around it. If you're up in the balcony, come on in. If you want a leprechaun. So I'm just kind of basically getting the shape here, and his whole facial feature may look, his shape will be about the same, but as I draw in here, they don't always look the same. But this is just an easy way for me. It's still my drawing, but it's an easy way for me to do multiple, and I didn't cut the center of that cane out. It's an easy way for me to do multiple envelopes and designs and things. Looks like I got a little bit of blue going on there. Snip that out. We don't need that. And when I get this done, we'll do the drawing. So come on in when I get it, the outline traced. I'm going, I want to see him finished before I enter. I don't know. You get a surprise leprechaun, and the art is the gift. I'm sealing the envelope, but I'm not putting anything inside of it. And Becky won the last one, and then I think I gave them away. It was either last Sunday night or last Friday night. I can't remember. And I'm finishing them up today. And I'll try to have some drawn for tomorrow morning, so you don't have to sit and watch me do this. Well, not some, one. I'm only going to give away one a stream now, because that's too much for me to do. I bite off more than I can chew. I bite off more than I can chew. It gives me a toothache, and I get behind. Now I've drawn his. I just need to draw around here, I think. And I should have the outline of him here. And then we'll have the drawing, and then I'll go in and draw the rest of him and paint him. So there he is. And here's the outline. And see, then it's easy enough for me to go in and, you know, put in a band around his hat. And do the eyes and the face and all of that. All right, let's see. Did I have any more in here? Well, I've got a few. That's good. Aunt Beck played for Angie. Touche, Jamie, Dar. She played for Jersey. Thank you, Touche, for playing for Jersey and for Kimmers. And I got an ad. Those silly ads. Bra ad. Kimmers blocked me in? What do you mean? She... All right, I'm going to put in a stop. What do you mean Kimmers blocked you in? I don't understand, but it looks funny, but Kimmers blocked me in. Huh, I don't understand. Oh, you're joking. It's okay. All right. Sometimes Mary just does, doesn't get it. All right. So let's go out to random.org here and see who won it. I should have random.org in my history. And I brought up Amazon on here. I was tracing my order. Let's see. History. Redirect. Rebates, USPS. Where's random.org? Tatting, handy hands. Well, let's just put in. Random.org. There it is. And give me the true one. Sequence. Smallest value is 1. The largest value is 100. And I'm going to do the get sequence here. And it's 30. 30. Who got closest to 30? $42 and $40. Oh, I see what you mean. Kimmers blocked you in. Legia had to leave. 62 for Angie. 42, 14, 34, 17. Oh, I think it was Kimberly. So, oh no, Jersey. Touche won for Jersey with 17. Would that make sense? Yeah, Jersey. Well, she'll be happy to get it. Jersey. And Touche, thanks you for playing for her. Linda. Touche. TU. CCI. Played for her. Played 17. All right. Yay, Jersey. Thank you, Dar, for helping me, because I don't always get it right, do I? So we'll go ahead and Legia, I think Legia had to leave. She says she's got to get into the office. She's got to cut to jet off to the office. That's cool, but she had to go to work teaching. Yeah, she did, didn't she? Jersey. Is that her new job, teaching? I'm just going to leave this one up. Hopefully, well, I should put it over here maybe. I'm going to let that one run. Because I've got my old notepad. It's an old Samsung Gallery. Galaxy, not gallery. It's an old, and it's really slow. All right, so we're going to go in here and fill in the face, and then I'll ink it up in watercolor, and then we'll finish up the other ones. So he's got his wild hair here. He's got his wild hair, his wild red hair. And he's got his ear coming down. I think I'm going to make his ear just a little more pointy. And a little more pointy over here. And his ear comes down. He's got a really long ear. And this is his arm holding on to the cane. And you'll see this better when I ink it up. I need an eraser. What did I do with my eraser? I messed that up in there. Get that out of the way. And then his coat comes down this way, and he's got a collar. Comes down. And he's got his skinny legs in here. I want to thank you guys for sticking with me today. And thank you guys for playing for Jersey and Angie. I appreciate that. We'll be doing more. I don't like to spend time drawing these online because you know what they are. So I think I'll sit in here this afternoon and get some ready drawing. I might paint them during this class, the session, not the class, when I give them away. His legs are way too together there. I'm going to point this one a different direction. Point it up a little. There we go. All right, then his beard comes down in here. It kind of goes up that way. And we'll make it a little fuller. Maybe make this coat a little thinner here so I can get a button in there. A button. And then on this side he's got his ear over here. And his coat collar comes around like that. And then his other arm is holding on to the shamrock. I'm going to see if I can't find my other guy. I think I like him better, but this one's not bad. He's just a different character. This is his hair. His beard comes down, kind of squares off in there. It's too sharp. Square off his beard there, and let's do his eyes. And it's going to make his eyes bigger. And so I think they're more expressive when they're bigger. And then his nose in here. Big old nose. Your head here looks like a pumpkin. He's got a smile. He says, "I'm not a pumpkin." Let's adjust this. All right, now I'll ink him in and you'll see him better. And then we'll watercolor him. I want to get these sent out. Now, if I do them right up until the 17th, I might do a fairy or something the last, well, let's see, today is the 5th. Maybe do the leprechauns until the 10th. I have to look at my calendar here. My calendar. Well, the 10th is just next Tuesday. But see, the 17th, if I do maybe leprechauns on the 10th. So I would do 2 tomorrow morning and evening, and then 1 on Sunday night, 1 on Tuesday. And then next Thursday, instead of leprechauns, I think I'll do the fairies. There's a fairy in that leprechaun book. And so I would do a fairy on Thursday, Friday morning and night, and Sunday night. And then the 17th is on, I would do one on the 17th. And so they would get fairies instead of leprechauns, because the 17th, this last week, they'll never get their leprechauns by the 17th. But if they get fairies the following week, it won't matter so much. So I think I'll do that. The last few days, I think I'll do fairies. I got out of my chat. I think that would make more sense. But only one a stream, because Meri thinks she can chew more than her old teeth can handle these days. And I think his hat should be skinnier. And then I erase all the pencil lines. We're going to bring it down like this. Maybe I'll give it a, maybe I'll do this one a little different. I'm going to give it a red rim here too. This is red, and then this will be red to divide the green. And then he's got his hair here, and his ear coming out this way, kind of coming down. Like so. And his coat will put up a little higher there. And then he's got his arm coming out this way, and I try to put a scrawny elbow on his arm. And he's holding on to his cane here. Scrawny knuckles. And his cane comes in here. This one's a little bit different, but that's okay. He's still okay. And then I got his coat hitting his cane, but that's okay too. And his beard comes down this way, comes down into here, goes up there. His hat comes up this way. He's got his red hair coming here, and his beard coming down. Let's do his face before I finish his beard. There's an eyebrow here, an eyebrow here. His eyes are larger on this drawing. I think I got his eyes too small over there. Make his eyes a little larger. and his nose in here. And he's going to have a smile. And then it's kind of flat in there. His beard could be longer, but I'm running out of space. Running out of space. And here's his button here, and a button there, and his legs. Skinny legs. And his shoe here. And around bottom there. And I think I'm going to put the lining of the coat in there. The other leg comes here. A knocky knee. And a skinny leg. And his shoe. In there. And then the coat comes down this way. Oh, I'm liking him. I'm liking this one better than that. I think it's the eyes that make the difference. Let's do his ear coming down. Collar of his coat. And let's do his hand in there. Kind of a shoulder, elbow, and he's holding on to his thumb should be over on this side. He's holding on to and I can make his fingers as scrawny as I want because he's kind of a scrawny guy. All right, now I have the shamrock in here. And a shamrock coming out over this way. Boy, that one's just going to fit in there. And we'll end the coat there. All right, I'm happy with him. I'm happy with him. Let's erase the pencil marks and get him watercolored. And finish up. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock, almost 8 o'clock, 10 till. Let's finish the hat here. Erase all my, I'm using my bunny eraser to, and then on these, what I do, because I don't feel like this is my design, I got him out of a Leprechaun book by another artist. So I kind of was inspired by his of course is published and illustrated and everything. But what I did, my signature is here as a part of my return address. And then down in the bottom, I put Leprechaun illustration inspired by Wayne Anderson, March 1st. 2026. So this is the first one I've done. He's all done. I might keep that one by myself because your first one is always your worst one. Your first one is always your worst one because you're figuring things out. Clean it up a little here. But this is the one that's going to go to Jersey. And I'll try to have the ones for tomorrow already drawn so I won't have to do all of this tomorrow. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. So let's get my watercolor out again. And this guy, what I should do probably is put him on the back of this, because I'm going to keep this one for myself. so we'll just put him there so he won't run away from me. And let's get my watercolor out here. Let's do it like this. So if I swatch, I'll swatch in there. And this is my record of watercolors. These are the two I did this morning. And here's my pad. Where's my brush? Is here. I'll probably have to spritz this again. I'm not going to spritz that other pan because I'm really not using. I'll probably have to use out of it before I'm done with this phthalo green. I'm going to get it off my desk. Now for the members, I'm stamping some bunny stickers. This is my bunny. I don't know if I have the stamped image up here. Is that it? Yeah. I'm going to stamp this on sticker paper for them. But maybe after I do the leprechauns, between the last leprechaun or the last fairy, between the 17th and whenever Easter is, I'll send out some bunny freebies. All right, let's get this guy painted. So we're going to start out with the hat here. Thank you, Touche, for playing for Jersey. That was nice of you to do that. If I wouldn't have had to stop to draw another pattern, we would have been well on our way here. I was going to work on my box, but I don't think I'm going to have time to work on my book box today. But that's okay. There's another day. There's always another day to play. Get that eraser out of my way. I'm going to have to check my floor to see if that leprechaun fell behind my desk or under my desk. He ran away. He said, I'm not going to pose anymore for any more envelopes. Get somebody else to do it. Now I put my hand in then. Now I usually start it with the red, but I didn't start with the red on this one. But my water's green anyway, so maybe that's why I started with the green. I have to empty my water, or I'll have a brown beard instead of a red one. A brown bearded leprechaun. Alright. And he really has a coat going on in here. Didn't get it drawn on there. And it kind of comes down. I'm not getting the dark that I want there. Let's see. I think I'll leave that. Do his tummy here. I think I'll outline that just a little. Yeah, Meri always bites off more than she can chew. One a day is, of course, I'm trying to finish up the others today, but from now on it's only going to be one because that's about all I can handle in a stream. Meri's learning her lessons. Don't bite off more than you can chew, Meri. All right, that's the shamrock. The coat kind of comes down like that. And we'll have to let this, because this watercolor gets pretty wet, but it dries nice. It dries nice, but I'll have to let it sit and dry while I'm working on finishing up the others. I think I might be in here this afternoon drawing for tomorrow and maybe finishing up. We'll finish up a couple of the others. And let's see. I think I want some dark coat going down this way. And let's do his shoes. And then we'll do his eyes, and his beard, and his legs, and the cane and the buttons and the buckle. All right, I'm happy with that. Let's wash out my brush. My other pad here, my Kleenex that I'm cleaning my brush off with. Okay, let's do his eyes next. I should have done his eyes first. Should have and did. That's two different stories. Give him a little personality. With those sparkle in his eyes. And it'll dry a little lighter. Now let's do the beard and the legs and the band of the hat is orange. No, I didn't get enough. Now, turn it this way. So put a little. Let's do the beard before I do that band. Let's do his eyebrows. And as you can see, I'm not too worried about getting tonal values and shading and all of that in here. I'm just doing kind of flat watercolor. And that's really all that on an envelope that I need. Let's do a, if I can, maybe I'll come back after I do my legs and do that band. It's awfully wet up there. the king, I want to do brown, so I'm going to do this. Telling my left hand to relax. I'm pretty happy with that. Now let's do the cane and the light green on and the shamrock. And then we'll be up with the cane. I'm gonna do brown. Kind of a brownish brown here. Darkish brown. And that cane, it really has a stockier, thicker than the other ones, but that's okay. Now let's do the color on the coat, which is this light greenish color. Wash. When it warps and when it's wet, the color is gonna puddle in some areas a little. Not too bad, but it'll happen. So the color on this side is way too wet. A little bit more. And let's do the lining down here. Okay, the shamrock is this lighter, darker Kelly green. Not dark green, it's a Kelly green. And it will show up more when I do the pen work. It kind of fades into the background there, but when I do the pen work, it'll come out. Hopefully. Just kind of holding up onto it up there, Meri. Alrighty, now I just have the buttons and the face to do. The ears, the skin tone. But let's do the gold. Let's do the buckle and the buttons. And buttons right in here. There's some yellow in there for the shirt. Doesn't matter too much, but leaving it white is not the thing to do. And let's do the buckle up here. And this one will go to Jersey. I still have the face to do, but now I'm going to put him aside and let him dry. And on these others, what time is it? It's 8:16. I need to mix some skin tone and do the skin tone on these guys. These are all given away. So that's what's next. And I'm mixing my skin tone right down in here. So, I'll put him at the back. Let's take one. And I think I'll get clean water because my water's pretty dirty. Clean up my cup. That's pretty good. Throw that away. We've got another one here. And water. Let's spritz the whites and the reds there. Maybe the little up in here, which is really not skin tone, but I might use it as shadow. Fill my water. And, oh, we have the background to do too, but I'm going to do the skin tones first. Background is real easy, it's just swishing it on. And basically what the skin tones is doing too. So, that's a lot of water in there. Let's add some whites. Add some pigment in there, Mary. Still pretty light. Yeah, got an awful lot of water in there. That's one reason why I like tube paint, because it's a lot easier to take and squish some out that's already wet. You don't have to wet your pan down. Dab of red here. Let's see how that's pretty good. So let's try his ear over here first. And I'll do the pin work on it. It's pretty wet there. But I'll come back and do the pin work on his hands and his hands in there. Still kind of wet. and it'll dry lighter. Let's put his face in here. And I might have to even do more than one layer. Let's just get some color down there. And I'll come back with his lips. And let's just get the face covered here. And I'm going to blot that ear. So, yeah. For some reason he looks more tan than pink. But that's okay. He's a he. They can have darker skin. I'm not unhappy with him. He'll dry a little lighter too. Let's put a little. Is that too much? It doesn't have to be perfect. Darken it in here a little. I think I'm going to leave him alone. Let's give him a little bit of a red lip here. And let him dry and see how I like him. Not too much of a red, just a little. I think I'm liking him. It's always hard to see in my camera. Let's go ahead and do the background on him. Just to get it done. Let's do a yellow ochre background. And I basically just come in and I'm gonna flip this paper over because it's starting to bother me. The edges are crinkling. Is that moving in there? I think its pen is moving around on me. Now on this one, I have his lining should be a darker color. I might go back and do that because it fades right into the background. And I want to finish my background here first. To fix that shoe. But that'll happen when I outline him. When I do my pen work. I'll get some of this stuff when I do my pen work. And define him a little better. Yeah, I kind of messed that up. I'll fix it. And you can tell this is a watercolor because it's pretty splotchy in there. But that's kind of what I like. I kind of like it splotchy. It's not meant to be a beautiful gradiated background. So I like lots of color and I like it thick. And I even kind of like it splotchy. It's the effect of the water. Whoops, I might get some on the front there. Okay, I think I'll let him rest a little. And see, now that this is dried, now that his face is dried a little, he looks better to me. When it was wet, I wasn't sure about it. I wasn't sure about it when it was wet, but I see it looks better to me now that it's drying. All right, I'm pretty happy, and there will be little white areas in here. You will see them if you get one. You'll see little white peaky areas peeking out. There's one right up here above his hat. I say I'll leave them, then I go in and brush them. I'm going to let him dry a little, and I might come back and do the pen work on him. I'm going to do the backgrounds, and then I'm going to come in and do the faces, because I've got yellow going here. This is yellow ochre that I'm using. Let's just do the backgrounds. Didn't do the stem of that. I didn't do the stem of the shamrock there. To go back and get it done. What time is it? 8:32. I'll get the backgrounds done. Then I'll have the face and the pen work to do. The faces. I might work on these some this afternoon. Sit in here and get as many as I can done so I can get them mailed. And maybe we'll design the fairy after next Tuesday, after the 10th. Between the 10th and the 17th, whenever I stream, I'm going to do a fairy giveaway. And between now and the 10th, I'm going to do Leprechaun giveaways. 1 a day. 6 a day is too many. Meri learned her lesson finally. That's not going to work. Come this way. And the pen work really brings out a lot. It really does define a lot once you get the pen work done on there. Down on it. Don't give me a yellow ear, he says. All right. Have you ever seen a leprechaun with a yellow ear? I've never seen a leprechaun. So how do I know they don't have yellow ears? He said, because I told you so. I don't want a yellow ear. All right, no yellow ears for you. And there's really nothing hard about doing this. The hard part, about doing the watercoloring part, the hard part is drawing him and getting him his features in there and maybe the composition of him. All right, we're going to let you dry. Let's grab another one. See if I can't get the backgrounds done before 9. The wind's blowing him. I have to turn my fan. The wind is blowing him. There. And when they dry, they always feel better when they're nice and dry. When they're wet, you kind of have to. They feel different when they're wet. And I'm not following much chat here. I'm just kind of going at it. Who came in? Debbie. Which Debbie came in? Belinda and Debbie. Belinda Smith. Tush is here. Legia is on her private jet. Yeah, Laura got a new job teaching. Which Debbie came in? Belinda, Dar, Tush. Who's your mom? Good morning, who's your mom? Good morning, good morning. You won one of my postcards, didn't you? I haven't sent them off. Santa, good morning, Santa. It's good to see you. Good morning, good morning. Glenda says good morning. Who am I missing? Who's your mom says good morning? Who's your mom? I think is Deb. I'm getting to know you. It's fun to do these. Now that I'm kind of coming to the, I'm wrapping them up. I like them after they dry. So, and then I will put I learned from Artidar. She hasn't been in here for a long time, but I was painting envelopes before, and she told me if I put a very, very light coat of varnish on them, that it won't smear it if I'm careful, and that will help protect it. So I'll be doing that. And then after that dries, it dries pretty fast. After that dries, I will, if they're still crinkly, I will iron them out a little from the back. I'll put a paper towel over them or something to protect them and iron them. See, this has a yellow lining in here too, and it's going to shade in with my, and I'll have to go back to those and put a little green on there to differentiate the lining from the floor. In my mind, I'll have to anyway. I'll fix it because it just looks weird to me. So hopefully by the time I'm totally done with these, they'll be looking pretty decent. They won't be perfect because they're just play. I mean, they're just for fun. I'm not trying to be ultra professional here. That takes away the fun of it. That takes away the fun, trying to be too perfect when I'm not. I try too hard to be perfect. I've got my cane. I didn't do the, I don't know what I'm doing. Is that part of his hand? He's got a pretty big hand there. So I think I'll probably be home. I think my brother said we're supposed to get rain this weekend. I was hoping to maybe get out and do a little yard work. I need to rake up some areas. I was cussing out the street. We have a street cleaner that does our streets. And when we were coming home from the storage unit, my brother went over with me to change the padlocks. And I'm glad he did because I would have done it wrong. And we were coming home and I saw the street cleaner. And the last time I saw him, he skipped our street. And I'm going, don't skip us. And I was cussing him out on the way home. And my brother says, he'll get us. But I got out of my car and I looked, and it looked like he did it. There's still some leaves in the gutters there that need to be not the gutters, but the side that need to be cleaned out, or when it rains, that water will puddle, won't run like it's supposed to. And last year, it was so bad from the leaves that had fallen that I took a wheelbarrow and a shovel, and I shoveled out all those along the side of the road there, because it was pretty bad. I had a lot of compost. All right, I'm going to put this aside. There are little spots in here that I'll have to touch up, but I'll see them after it dries a little more. Little spots in here. I'm not sure what's going on there. I think that was supposed to be a thumb, but I got it. All right, we'll put you aside and let you dry. Grab another one. It's 8:43. I have, how many do I have left? One. I've got 4 left. I won't get them all done, but we'll get the majority of them done, the backgrounds. And I'll sit in here this afternoon, I think, a little, and I'm using up my phthalo green and my yellow ochre on these. Get enough water on that. Is this all I've done this morning? What did I start out doing these? Can't remember what I did when I first came on. I think this is all I've done this morning, are these leprechauns. We've got a little bit of a wall behind there. Got to paint the stem of that shamrock. His hand's kind of weird there. I might have to go in and fix that a little. I'm not quite sure I'm following that. But what I like about him, he's not a perfectly proportioned guy anyway. He's got a lot of crooked parts, crooked fingers and crooked feet and that. So it's okay if that hand's kind of weird. I was telling Julie Faye-Found Bowser did a video on how to find your weirdness, and I had posted that I have as much trouble doing weird as I have doing photorealism. I said I try to strive more to be unique, and she had replied and said, well, I think we're talking about the same thing. And I agreed with her. I said, yeah, but I do have a lot of trouble doing something that looks weird. Legia, Now, I'm not saying her art is weird, but she does a lot of art that's maybe more sci-fi than what I would do. She does a lot of really creative things that I can't do that style. I'm more of a illustrative, like this type of art that's not realism, and it's not, you know, it's more something you might find in a storybook, I would hope, or on an envelope going out in Happy Mail. But I do say I think that hand is weird. I think I achieved weirdness on that hand. But I'm talking more about, like, when I talk about weirdness, I'm talking about like putting a human eye on a cat, or making pigs fly, something like that. Something out of the ordinary. That's not natural. And I think weird almost sounds negative. Like when I say Legia is better at it than me, I don't mean that in the negative. I'm saying I admire her style. I don't have that style, and I don't think weirdness is a good word for it, because it sounds kind of negative when you say it about another person. You don't mean that it's weird, you mean that it's unique. Legia has a very unique style that I can't do that. I listen to Julie Faith Van Bowser. I like her channel. I like to listen to her vlogs, her blogs, her podcasts. And I like to listen to Sat Chat, the Frugal Crafter Saturday Sat Chat. I like to listen to those. They talk a lot about art and things. I have a blog, and I did one, and I listened to the replay, and I bored myself. I got bored listening to it, and I just never really went back and did any more podcasts. But they both show their face when they talked, and I'm not ready to do that yet. I mean, I show my face occasionally, but they sit in front of the camera and talk. And I could sit in front of the camera and talk, but I would forget what I was saying. It's like, she's confused. I can sit here and ramble on while I'm doing my art. I forget about what I'm talking about here too, but maybe someday I'll get there where I'm just out there face to face talking to you guys. It's a someday goal. They're good at it. It's very natural for them to do that. It would not be natural for me. It would be very forced. I like this one. He's got a cute smile. I hope I don't mess up his face. Don't mess me up, Meri. No yellow ears for me. I didn't do a yellow ear. I have to go in on these guys after the background dries and do the faces. I'm really using up my yellow ochre here. Okay, that's what it's for to use. That's what it's for. But I do paint heavy. Even when I go urban sketching, I'm painting heavy. I can't do just little light strokes. That's not for me. Not my style. My style is get color on that page. Make it shine. Load it down. Load it down with pigment. Even if it is just yellow ochre. Let's see, I guess that comes up in here too. Looks like I'm getting some in the on the sides there. Yeah, I don't want too wet, but so this is Thursday. So I think Paint Girly comes on after me at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. I think that's her day. Unless she's changed her time. And she comes on Sundays. And I think I've seen her on some Tuesday nights. I'm not sure. I really haven't. I need to review her schedule with her. All right. I'm going to set this aside and let him dry. Oh, where am I going to put you? I'll put you right here. Let's see. I only have 2 left to do. How much time do I have? Oh, it's 8:55. I better quit. I have 2 backgrounds left to do. I'll work on this afternoon. Let me come out and chat. My clock says 8:55. I think my clocks might be a little fast. Well, maybe not these 2. Let me. Is that the one I did this morning for Laura? I think it is. I've got pen work to do on these. Let me get these out. Put my watercolor. Let me grab these. Wash my brush a little. Put them in my box. Put my watercolor over. Let me grab these. We've done quite a bit. No, I think this is the one I did this morning. I'm trying to see the style of them. Or was it this one? This one I have a lot of white spaces I need to go in and I like my white spaces, but I don't like hordes of them. And I'm just going to kind of throw these on here for the thumbnail. I've got 3 to do. Not 2, I've got 3. Leprechaun's on my desk. Let's pull the paper out. We'll finish them up. This guy out over there. He's just peeking out. There we go. I'll take a picture of that for a thumbnail. Some of them in my camera, when I look at them, because I'm looking at them in a distance, it looks like they have white masks on to me. I don't see all the facial features because I'm looking at a distance. All right. So let me come out and say goodbye. If you're online, go visit Paint Girly. She comes on at 9. I got 2 minutes to say goodbye. Hi, Carol. Welcome in, welcome in. Hi, Lisbeth. Tush, I think you've been with me the whole time, haven't you? And Dar. Hi, Belinda. Did Vale pop in? Who's your mom had a comment? View deleted message. Carol says, hi, Becky. I hope you're feeling better today. Did Becky pop back in? Becky popped back in. Carol's here. Becky said, I just whipped out a small zippered pouch from offcuts of the quilt top I just put together last week. Oh, wow. You made a pouch from your offcuts. Well, Becky, I made you probably saw at the beginning, these are paper offcuts, and I made a basket. I don't want to turn it upside down. I'm trying to turn it sideways. I made a basket out of my paper offcuts. Very cool, Becky. Good morning, Carol. DeLobo. Hi, DeLobo. Welcome in. She says, more than I've done this morning. I'm just getting started. Well, welcome in. I haven't seen you for a while. I saw you in the comments. Welcome in, welcome in. Carol says, good morning. Did I miss anybody? Belinda. Linda Tush has been with me. Who's your mom? Who's your mom? Dar. Dar, thank you for modding. I appreciate you. Tush, Linda. I think I've seen everybody. I'm going to let you go because it's 9 o'clock. And if you're online, stop by and say hello to Paint Girly. Is she on? She usually pops on. Let's see. I don't see her yet. So, alrighty. Have a great day. And I will see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And we'll finish these guys up. I'm going to work on them this afternoon too. Have a great day, everybody. Bye. I so appreciate you all.